Hello and welcome to Ticking All the Boxes for Sydney Cup Day at Randwick, where we will be racing. Well, the track on Thursday when we're recording this is a dead 5. I would expect it to be good 3, dead 4, the way it recovered last week. Nick Ashman.
Hi, mate.
I'm all right. How was your Anzac Day?
Quiet.
Was it?
Yeah. And yours? A bit louder?
Yeah, a little bit loud late. Got very loud at about
Got going,
10 to 6 when the Dragons crashed over there late. Suck eggs loose.
That was... I didn't see the game. I heard it was controversial, though.
In what way?
I don't know. I just heard it was controversial. I heard Brian Smith blowing up after the game, and he does that a bit, though.
Yeah. Sour grapes.
Yep.
Anyway, what was controversial was the penalty for giving
Brisbane.
the referee a gobful like fleas. Matt Checken, fair income.
What about the Brisbane Roar there last week?
Yeah, they got the cash.
That was controversial.
There you go. There's controversy everywhere. All right, fields have only come out a couple of hours before we do this, so we haven't really done proper form yet.
Yeah.
We had a look and got an opinion, but yeah, just a bit hard to do a preview when you don't really have time to have a look into everything. So,
Yeah,
but
think so.
if we don't do it, 3 people will email blowing up, so we've got to do it. All right. Straight into it. The first at Randwick on Saturday is the James Carr Stakes, 1400 for the 3-year-old filly, set weights penalties. No markets.
No markets. Oh, well, that's good. It'll keep it.
No markets, mate. They've only got markets out in a couple of good ones.
It's not a bad race, this. Halliwell Bell backing up 6 days after missing the start there in the Gosford Guineas. She got beaten by, looks pretty good horse, that Pampalone.
He's a very good horse.
Ever the same. She's come out of Hawkesbury form and she's gone all right. But I'm going to go with Bound to Blush. I think the 1400 will really suit her. I thought last start she should have been flogged, and she just kept on sticking to the task in the PJ Bell after having to do a mountain of work. I don't know what price they're going to give on her, but from the better barrier, she gets the blinkers on for the first time, and that's where I'll have a bet on her for sure.
The one that had no luck in the PJ Bell was Anise. She just never got a crack at him. She can be hard to catch, but I just think she fits in well here at the weights, and at a quick look, she meets Ever the Same a lot better at the weights for a last start defeat by that horse, but just better suited at Randwick than at Canterbury. She won her only start here at Randwick, so I think there's going to be some value there with Anise over these other up-and-comers. So I found Anise, but I do have to have a good look at that race because it's just a matter of working things out.
And the price will make a difference too, won't it? I mean, if Bound to Blush comes up favourite $2.70, I mightn't have a bet on her.
I don't think it'll be favourite. I think what's name will probably be favourite.
Halliwell
Ever the
Bell,
Same.
or
Ever the Same will probably be favourite, yeah.
Okay.
All right, race 2. Strength Packer Plate, 2,000 metres. Good race this. No markets.
No markets. Mate, I've got it down to 2. Dead set 2-horse race, Fat Al and Iggy Pop.
What about Ambidexter?
No, I just, for me, he's just a bit of a prick tease. He just always looks like he's going to do something and just sort of doesn't, you know what I mean? But I thought Fat Al, really progressive type, just stepped up to the plate. The way he won, I know he beat inferior opposition there in the Carbine Club, but he just manhandled them, and you know, Nash jumped off and said he'll be even better over further. I've got to respect his judgment on it. I think he's the horse to beat. Iggy Pop I really like. If it was 2,400 metres, I'd be all over Iggy Pop, but I think the 2,000 I'll go with Fat Al. But I'll be having a good hit on the Quinella in that race.
They're definitely progressive horses, but I think Ambidexter gets his chance to win a good race here. His last 2 runs have been excellent, you know, beaten less than a length by Machine in the Randwick Guineas, then beaten just over half a length by Laser Hawk, Ocean Park, Silent Achiever in the Rosehill Guineas. 2,000 metres is his trip. And I think at the set weights conditions of this race, I think he's well in compared to those other horses. You know, they're progressive and they're definitely on an upward spiral, a pair of them. But this horse has done more to date, and he meets them much better at the weights. So I'll be on Ambidexter there. Yes.
Flying through it here.
Flying through. It's hard, mate. If you haven't done the form properly, you know, it's just anyway.
No markets, little time to do the form.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, the third race, the Champagne Stakes, 1,600 metres. I don't think this will take much discussion.
Piero, he'll win.
We haven't got a marker for this one. The others are out.
Yeah, sorry. Piero will win. Clock made a good point this morning out at Trackweek. He said, this was a horse that everyone said will be a real size and champagne horse, and will he be zippy enough to win a slipper? And he's just towelled him at both starts in both those races, and he'll do the same here on Saturday.
Yeah. His most dominant win to date was in the size when he stepped up to 1,400. He goes an extra 200 here. It's hard to imagine he won't be more dominant again.
Could be the real deal, this thing.
Well, I think it's proven that he is the real deal.
Oh, yeah, I mean, like open weight for age when he gets older.
Well, there's no reason why he won't. He's a pretty smart galloper. Outside of him, struggle to find anything, but Racepace probably his hardest to beat, and he's beaten him convincingly at its last two, so he'll be doing it again.
Yep.
All right, race 4 is a good one. This is a good race, the Emancipation Stakes. Set weights penalties for the fillies and mares, Group 2. We don't have any prices.
I couldn't work this race out. I've actually gone with one of your old mates' divorces here. I remember you saying before she ran first up, she needs 1,400, not 1,200, and I think you're dead right. If that had been a 1,400 metre race, she probably would have just about won it.
Yep.
I like the fact that even though she's second up out to 1,600 metres, they've kept her on the fresh side with the 28-day break, which she races best on.
Blinkers go on for the first time. Barrier, I don't see being too much of an issue. I know she's drawn out a little bit, but I think that might suit her. She'll get back. She'll have a 3-wide trail. And a couple of these other ones, the fibrillations and the crafty earners who have been going well, they've just had a couple of extra runs, and I think they're probably at least plateauing and maybe even coming off their peaks, whereas divorces might be still going up. I'm with divorces. I think this is a race. Fibrillation's going super, and she's only had the 2 runs back. She's also had the 28-day break into this, and she's got to be included somewhere again from a good draw. Miss Keepsake's flying. Won well at Kembla and then came out and performed really well behind More Joyous in the Queen of the Turf. She's hard to knock. Outside of those, Shinaru's got to be given a hope, but no, I think this is Divorce's race. As I said, I haven't really had a good look here, so pace is going to be important, and I need to really dig in and just make sure there is enough there for it, because she needs a race to really run. They can't walk. But does the best racing at Randwick. She hasn't won there, but she's performed well there every time. Second up stats are good, and I think this is a perfect trip for a second up. So, no, it's Divorces for me. All right.
You got a market for this
on one file, this one. It's race 5, the all-age stakes, 1,400 metres, weight for age. Good race. Atlantic Jewel, $1.25. Rain Affair, $5.50. King Mufasa, $8. Of Course I Can, $26. Albert the Fat, $51. Happy Zero, 101. Centennial Park, 201.
Atlantic Jewel win. I'll tell you what's interesting, though, is that she'll probably... Rain Affair will run along, obviously, in front. If you look at her...
Well, Rain Affair, King Mufasa both like to get along in their races, so this will be a true test. There's no risk about that.
We'll get to see her, really see her on Saturday.
Got to really see her last
Yeah,
Saturday.
I know, but you know what I mean. Like, they're going to run along. The early sectionals of this race will be faster than any other early sectionals of any race she's ever been in, so... it'd just be good to see... She'll win, of course, but it'd just be good to see,
If you're in Sydney and get the races, I'd suggest you go and see it, because horses like this don't come along very often.
No.
12 months ago, we had a horse called Black Caviar in Sydney running a TJ. Everyone was blowing up because she didn't come back this year. Well, who knows what the future holds? She is owned by an international breeding giant in Coolmore, so she could be in Europe next year. Like, you just don't know. So, she's a very special racehorse. She's a freak.
I think King Mufasa runs second and Rain Affair third. That's my trifecta.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah. She'll win. Daylight will finish second. Simple as that. She's a very, very special horse.
Yeah.
All right, the Sydney Cup. Here's our market. Permit favourite 360. Niwat 440. Drunken Sailor 650. Older than Time 8. Precedence 13. Anujawan Efficient. And they're both 15. 17 Hawk Island. Next to Nick's 21. 26 Once Were Wild. Hanks 35. Pearl of Bells, 51 and 101 or better, the rest of them.
Yeah, it's a race with a tail longer than the Bangladesh cricket team, isn't it? But it's I don't think it's a two-horse race.
No way in the world it's a two-horse race.
Yeah, look, I mean, the market's now shaping up a bit more like it. I've had something on Drunken Sailor at bigger odds a couple of weeks back there. I backed him in the BMW and he went all right for me there that day, and I stuck with him afterwards, thought his run was good enough. I'll tell you what, there's two front runners in this race, noted front runners. Once Were Wild can go pretty quick, and that's Solid Billing. He led this race last year and finished third, and I'd be surprised if they didn't adopt similar tactics again on Saturday. If that's the case, Old Efficient, that's the kind of race that he wants, a fast run, staying race. And I said when I tipped him last week, or a couple of weeks ago when he was scratched, this is the first time he's raced beyond 2,000 metres for about 3 years or something. So,
you just don't know what's going on with him. Like,
it's crazy, isn't it?
If Efficient turns up and he's all right, he'll blow these out of the water because he is a far superior stayer to anything in this race.
Yeah.
He is one of the great tragedies of Australian racing, this horse, because we've never, at times we've seen how good he is, but we've never had the opportunity to see how good he is over an extended period.
No.
I would say he's definitely one of the top 2 or 3 stayers in the lean, you know, with the likes of Americane and Managar. Yeah. This bloke's right up there with them. 58 kilos, he's not badly weighted.
No.
You know, unfortunately, he hasn't raced over 2 miles since 2007 when he towed him in the Cup. But he's just, the further he goes, the better he is.
Yeah.
$15, I'll be having something on him.
Yeah, same. He's not hitting the line without me on him.
If he turns up and he runs and he's as right as he can be, he's just like to blow these out of the absolute water because, you know, Niwat's a handy stayer. You can't knock him, but he did finish how far off him in the Melbourne Cup?
8.9, I think, or
there
9
you go.
lengths.
You know, he's second favourite.
I better check
Permit untried over the trip.
3.8 lengths, sorry.
3.8,
yeah.
That's
a pretty good effort.
But
it was a bunch finish though, that race.
Yeah, but Efficient would be...
Yeah, at his best.
I can't back anything to beat him over 2 miles if he runs. If he doesn't run, because he's got to pass a fitness test again, I'm with Niwat because he's got that run under his belt.
Yeah.
And I just think he's been targeted at this race, and I think he gets his chance. So,
any thoughts on Permit? Slight
no
query
knock
over
on
him.
No knock on him. Just don't want to take $33.60.
Yeah.
No knock on him. He's done everything right. You can't bag him, but I just don't want to take $3.60 about him.
Yep. He's had 2 perfect rides as well last 2 starts, and he's just got there. So.
Yep. He might be a bit of a loafer too. You know, like.
Yeah, someone else said that. I think Ronnie Duffus, he said that. He could be just one of those horses that does enough.
Just does enough. Like he's gone to him and just nailed him, you know?
Yeah.
So the winning margins with him doesn't worry me that much. But look, I just don't want to take $3.60 when I can get $15 Efficient or $4.40 Niwat. And no knock on Drunken Sailor. I just worry that 2 mile. I don't know.
No, I agree. I think he's better over 2,400 metres. But
anyway, the way he hit the line in the BMW, he hit line super.
He went all right, yeah.